Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to round 17 of the F1 2006 Championship Edition Career Mode. Yes, this weekend we're here for the Japanese Grand Prix, Panasonic Toyota's home Grand Prix, so one that I'm sure we want to try and deliver a good result. But unfortunately we've got some bad news coming into the weekend. Toyota, they're getting rid of us at the end of the year anyway, so we were going to get sacked by Toyota despite the fact we've taken their first ever win. We've scored about 10 times the points of Jarno Trulli as well over the course of this season, but ultimately the team believe we have been far too inconsistent over the course of the campaign, so that's a little bit of a shame. Red Bull have come back wanting to offer us a seat as well, but I don't think we're going to accept that one. We want to try and move forward in the future as well, but of course, yeah, just 2 rounds to go of this season, of course, as we head back to Suzuka this weekend. Taking a look at the Drivers' World Championship, I believe it could be Giancarlo Fisichella's world title done today. All he needs to do is outscore Felipe Massa and lose less than a point. Sorry, less than 2 points even to Michael Schumacher as well there. At the moment, if things run fairly smoothly, we're going to head into Brazil with absolutely nothing to fight for either as best of the rest, which I don't think is too bad either with the way we've gone this season. But of course, if you're new around here, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed, leave a like if you do go on to enjoy as well. And yeah, let's head then ready back to the Japanese Grand Prix. Both Toyotas then, the first cars to head out onto the circuit as we give you our quick little pre-qualifying preview. Yeah, I mean, this track, as we've said many times before, this place is brutal inside this game. The car wants to move around underneath you everywhere, as proven right then. There is no room for error either, because the car will just snap round. There's no idea what Jarno is doing either, but it does feel like quite an accurate representation of the Suzuka circuit as we make our way down into 130R. Of course, that corner was a little bit less brutal back in the day, has been reprofiled on a couple of occasions. But yeah, it really is. It's quite a difficult track, and also a bit like Barcelona, it's actually one of the AI's best on the game as well. So qualifying isn't just going to be as simple as head straight to the end of Q3, bang, pole position, done and dusted. We're actually going to be in for a fight this weekend.
Welcome to Suzuka, Japan for the penultimate qualifying session in the Formula One calendar. Suzuka is one of the most technical and demanding circuits, and qualifying on pole here is no mean feat. Session 1 is about to start, so let's get on with the action.
Well, heading back out then onto the circuit, ready for Q1. I mean, sensibly, if we get the laps hooked up, we should easily still make it to Q3, but it is just about trying to be quick but careful here. I said, it is very much like Barcelona. There's just not a lot of room for error. The AI are very quick, so it's not even that you feel like you can afford to drive at 80-90%. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Of course, this was quite an interesting little time in Formula One where all the Japanese money was flooding the market, of course, before the financial crash of 2008. So you had Toyota, you had Honda, and of course Super Aguri as well. So a huge amount of Japanese representation up and down the field. But can we be the top driver of all of those competitors? There's a nice slide through turn 1 and a lot of understeer through turn 2. Come on, that BMW needs to move. I believe this is Nick Heidfeld, so as long as it's not Jacques Villeneuve, isn't as bad. But yeah, he's so slow through the S's. And we've gone and... No, he hasn't been taken out entirely. We're just giving him a little bit of a speed boost. Oh, come on. Oh, what are you doing? Nick, come on, man. You're a Formula 1 Grand Prix winner at this point. Down the inside. Yep, and he's turned in on me. Does clearly developing some beef for Nick Heidfeld late on in the series. But we will make it through. Right, come on, then. We're going to start seeing some times appear up on the board as we make our way through 130R. Brakes so late.
He'll be thrilled with that. It was a good lap.
Albers almost under the 1 minute 40. We are going to do a 1:37.0. So I don't think that will stay top of the board, but that should be easy into Q2. Sato and Ide then, I'm sure, gutted with the results they've been able to put in at the end of qualifying for their home GPs. Back row of the grid for the Super Aguris. But yeah, 9th place for us, though, at the end of Q1. So hopefully if we can get a tidier run, we'll have a better idea by the end of second qualifying Well, we've let everyone else then come out and do their first runs here, so we know what kind of time we're aiming for. But Juan Pablo Montoya on a 1:35.9 there. That McLaren over one lap has certainly become more racy towards the end of this series, but obviously we are going to end up with a little bit of traffic there. So we get ready to start our flying lap though. Yeah, 1:37.5 is the time we're aiming to be. I reckon though we can easily be down in the mid-36s, as that's a nice line through T1 again.
Finishes his flying lap. Hopefully he's happy with that lap time.
There we go. Felipe Massa goes clear of Juan Pablo at the top of the table. So 1:35.8.
New lap time. He'll be bitterly disappointed about that. In fact, I think he'd rather forget about it altogether.
Well, Rosberg, happy memories, of course, from this venue on that podium back in Season 1, which boosted him and Williams up both championship tables. It was a rather shock result as the rain started to come down, but as we make our way out of Spoon, so far this lap has felt very nice. Come on then, just 3 more corners to go. Got a break just before the bridge, and actually remember to turn in for an apex, which I can clearly miss that time round. At the final corner though, yeah, this is going to be a big improvement, I feel like, over Q1. Is it going to be a 35 though? No, it's not. And it is a mid-36.
The car just didn't seem to have the same balance.
We've put Button though on the cusp. Well, there we go then, the end of Q2. P7 for us, but yeah, Jarno Trulli out in that second qualifying session, so it's going to be us flying the Toyota flag against both of those Honda cars into Q3. Jacques Villeneuve, they're down in P15 as Nick Heidfeld squeezes through. Well, honestly, yeah, I just don't believe we're in the fight for pole position today. So what I've done is I've really fueled up the car to potentially, if we get some rain, go long in the GP, as that was massive speed through 130R for whatever reason. But yeah, getting ready to start our first lap here. Just going to try and get a couple under our belt and see where the pace is going to leave us. Oh, and that is not the ideal way to start. Don't rejoin in front of a Renault. Probably not ideal to take out Giancarlo Fisichella when he wants to win the World Championship. Could do well for the script, though. Well, first lap, rather unsurprisingly, is going to be nothing to write home about, but Rubens Barrichello and Honda, I think they're fueling up light so they can try and start from pole position. We are going to be a casual 11 seconds off the pace. But it's just about trying to get used to the car on heavy fuel here at the end of qualifying. We're slightly down in Q1. In Sector 1 even, but we've kept it clean and tidy that time round over the curbing through the Degnas. So let's see how much we're up by at the end of Sector 2. Oh, nice run on the exit spoon though. What is the margin going to be as we make our way down in towards Sector 3? We made a little mistake through that final sector, and we are 10 seconds up then. So yeah, clearly still don't quite have the pace for pole. Let's absolutely nail this, which will get a nice rotation through the apex. Come on then, let's see what time this is going to end up being. Let's try and count ourselves out of it. Oh, Barrichello has gone to lower the benchmark to a 36 flat there. We're going to be 1.5 seconds away, and it's only P7 provisionally. Already feel that the tyres aren't quite providing us with as much grip as they once were. Are we going to be up though by the end of Sector 2 once again? I think we're pretty much setting identical times to what we did last time round, so we'll see if we can get any more improvement out of the car. But I just ultimately don't believe we've got the pace here as we navigate our way through the Casio Triangle. Pretty tidy run on the exit, shortest run towards the start-finish line. Will we be able to go any quicker though? No, we don't. And at very best, it's P7 on the grid here as Barrichello into the 135s. Well, I tell you what, Rubens Barrichello then, if he's running some decent fuel numbers, he is looking rapid around this circuit at the moment. Fernando Alonso lining up P2 on the grid, though. He needs a big result here to have any hopes of the championship. But yeah, if this Grand Prix were to finish with the same results as qualifying, I believe we would have at very least a 3-way scrap heading into the season finale as well there. But it's P8 on the grid for us. We set an identical time to Juan Pablo Montoya there, so that's a little bit gutting. But yeah, let's see what we can do as we move into the race.
Here we are at Suzuka Race Circuit for this year's Japanese Grand Prix. The Suzuka circuit was originally built by Honda back in 1962 and was added to the Formula One calendar in 1987. Suzuka also has the distinction of being the only figure-of-8 circuit in F1. With 18 turns, 3.69 miles per lap and the SS complex of corners near the start, the drivers love it here at Suzuka. It's a clear day here at the moment, good visibility for the drivers. Rubens Barrichello will start from pole. Next to him in second is Fernando Alonso. Felipe Massa is in third. Jenson Button lines up fourth. Fifth is Michael Schumacher. Giancarlo Fisichella is next to him in sixth. Seventh place for Juan Pablo Montoya. You're in eighth place.
Well, I think, to be honest then, looking at this race today, if we can just get to the finish, I'll be pretty happy. Suzuka is a brutal track inside F1 CE, but if by some miracle we can beat out those BARs as well and just kind of remind Toyota what they've decided to get rid of at the end of the season, that would always be nice as well.
The podium finish today. We know it's going to be tough, but try and hold your position in for the first couple of corners and you should be able to get a decent first stint under your belt.
Well, there we go. Team clearly with loftier aspirations than I've got this afternoon. I just want to survive. They want at least some silverware to take back to the factory as well. So we'll try and put a little bit of tyre temperature in the rears. Let's do this thing though, ready for the Japanese Grand Prix.
These seconds to go before we're racing. You can really feel the tension. The race is go, go, go!
Not a particularly good start. Raikkonen's flown off the line, and so has Nick Heidfeld. I'm scared for T1 though.
Barrichello leads out of the first turn. He's followed by Alonso. Next is Massa.
That was quite a risky line on the exit of turn 2 there. It could have immediately been us getting to the shadow round, but we have survived the start, and now a bit of deja vu as we follow Nick Heidfeld up through the S's on this opener, but I think Fisichella's done pretty well as well to get past Michael Schumacher. Come on, hang on to it, hang on to it. Don't let the car go around on lap 1. As immediately we're under some pressure from Jarno as we got something. Oh no, there's oil! There's oil down, no! And Jacques Villeneuve's taking me out.
It's Villeneuve! It doesn't look too bad, but his front wing has taken a hit. He should be able to continue after he pits for a new nose. He's not retired from that incident, but it certainly hasn't helped him. You got yourself involved in that too. It doesn't look too bad, but your front wing has taken a hit. You should be able to continue after you pit for a new nose.
Well, Felipe Massa then and Ferrari breaking down on just lap 1, so that means if Giancarlo Fisichella even sees the finish line, it's pretty much guaranteed he's going to be out of the championship fight. But yeah, just the oil that went down there between the Degners just caused absolute chaos for the cars behind. We swam around, everyone else seemingly then able to avoid it, apart from Jacques Villeneuve, who just pile drove into the into the front of me even, I should say. That means by the time we get to the end of lap 1, we need a new front wing. I believe Jacques is also going to have to dive into the pit lane then. And I don't know if we're going to have enough fuel to see ourselves through to the end of the Grand Prix. But chaos at the start here at Japan.
Alonso leads. Barrichello is second. He's lost a place from his starting position. Button is third. Fourth is Fisichella. He's moved up from 6th. Michael Schumacher 5th. Raikkonen 6th. Heidfeld is in 7th. And in 8th place is Juan Pablo Montoya.
Well, having to queue up as well in the pit lane behind Ralph, so this has been an utter disaster for Toyota at the start of this GP. Let's try and see if we can get a good, clean, tidy pit stop, though. Oh, come on, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. There we go, 14.6 seconds. And we are going to be a long way behind absolutely everybody then for quite a few laps here. Yeah, survival. I don't see a way in which we score points from here.
Crazy. Wait till they're green and you have optimum traction.
Well, we've almost got enough fuel to see us through to the end of the Grand Prix as well, so if we can lift and coast, maybe we can still try and do that. But yeah, that is gutting and completely out of our control as well. I mean, I'm trying to count the cars at the front of the field. I believe that is a pack of 8 that have romped away early on. Nick Heidfeld desperately trying to keep in touch with those McLaren cars. So yeah, unless one of them breaks down, I reckon if we could save the fuel though, we might be able to get ahead of the rest of the group. But it's looking quite tight for fuel. In fact, we are still looking ever so slightly under, so we'll have to wait and see. I genuinely don't know whether you can fuel save properly on this game either, but maybe we need a rain shower. That being said, of course I don't want a rain shower on this game, do I? Because we can't drive in the rain, never mind at Suzuka. So please, clouds, stay away. That's not the line through there, but we'll gather it up. We are not gaining anything on Jarno either.
Lap 4 of this Grand Prix. Alonso leads. Barrichello is second. Button is third. Fourth is Fisichella. Michael Schumacher fifth. Raikkonen sixth. Montoya is seventh. Heidfeld is in 8th place.
And I believe at the moment then Giancarlo Fisichella is doing just enough to wrap up the World Championship here today. Oh, we've got another one gone. Someone else, I think that might be one of the Williams cars? I could be mistaken. Yep, Mark Webber. Seemingly now out of the GP. Where is that oil going to be?
Quite a bit warmer here over the last few laps, and the clouds that were threatening rain have cleared.
There it is.
Looks like the sun will be out until the end of this Grand Prix.
Well, at least we know we're not getting any rain then, but very scary moments. Great. And luckily, again, apart from the cones, we won't hit anything else. Oh, I think Jenson Button's now gone as well, so Honda maybe having a disaster just like ourselves, and Rubens Barrichello now, I think the only driver of a Japanese car that is still even inside the points.
Heidfeld is in 7th. Albers is in 8th. That's a gain of 1 place.
Christian Albers is in 8th place in this Grand Prix. Midland might genuinely be on for a point here, just through avoiding chaos early on in this race. Oh, there we go. The Antonio Luizzi, first of the other cars to pit, I believe. We're still 9 seconds behind him, but we are going quite quick at the moment, which makes me believe we're going to crash again soon. We've got a Super Agurian, it's Takuma Sato. Are we going to be not last in this Grand Prix, even if it's just temporarily here? No! Sato's come out ahead of me. He's going to rejoin disastrously back over to the racing line. And now we've actually got to try and make an overtake. And that's not how you try and do that. Unfortunately, we've got no blue flags on him for a change in this series. So I've actually got to work for it. No! Christian Albers is out of the top 10. That's a bit gutting. I don't really care, obviously, if any of the backmarker teams score points. Well, it's nice to see it happen, to be honest, because they are such underdogs on this game. But yeah, come on, we need to find a way around this Super Agurias. Are we actually saving a little bit of fuel as well here? Trying to look as to when we go down to 7 laps worth. I think we are just a little bit here as we get down the inside of Sato. Where does it go down to 7? There we go. So just as we head to 130R. So we need to save about a lap more fuel. We're certainly going to save more fuel if we end up getting stuck behind slower cars quite a lot, but we need to make the moves happen as well. It's pretty pointless saving that fuel if we then don't get any points anyway. Damn it! I thought we were going to complete a cheeky little move there.
We're at 2/3 race distance. Fisichella leads. He's up from 3rd. Barrichello is 2nd. Alonso 3rd.
Oh, that was a
Michael
dive.
Schumacher. Kimi Raikkonen 5th. Montoya 6th. He's down from 5th. Rosberg 7th. Heidfeld is in 8th place.
Of course, we get a 6-second slowdown for that. I mean, it was an opportunistic move, if ever I've tried one. I also forgot to factor in the idea that the tyres are going to be shot by the end of this. Tell you what, though, we are saving a lot of fuel. In a 1 lap there, we've been able to save from pretty much 130R down to the exit of the Casio Triangle. And we're making some moves as well as David Coulthard into the box again. Come on, we need to try and get the run on Scott Speed. We'll put alongside him this time. That V10, though, has certainly got some ponies, especially trying to come out of a corner, but down the inside we'll go this time round.
15th place. We're not going to get anything if you don't consider pushing forward.
What does our engineer think we're doing, man? Right, come on then, Thiago Montero. You try and claim a little bit of slipstream as well. All helps with the fuel economy. Late on in the afternoon, as yeah, you can see now. When is it going to go down to 5 laps worth as we make our way past?
Your consistent driving is moving up the field well.
Oh, no, that's going to be a warning. No, it's not. Yeah, we've got less than a lap's worth of fuel now that we need to save before the end. And still a few more cars need to pit once more. Oh, here we go. Got a nice run then on Christian Albers, who, well, the highs of earlier on in this race, I'm sure already feel quite a long time ago. As, come on, we need to get round him. There we go, we'll get past the Midland. Up into P13. But yeah, I still believe a few more drivers have got to pit. And every single lap we are still saving a bit more fuel. Tyres are going to be completely shot by the end of this. And it might still be for nothing. Because I believe Rosberg doesn't need to stop again. Well, I really don't want to see... Oh, no, that's going to be a penalty. I really don't want to see Jacques Villeneuve score a point. Yeah, there you go. Oh, man. That is game over against Rosberg then, so even if those other three do pit, don't think we're going to be taking away anything from this afternoon's running. Yeah, they're all still hanging out there at the moment. And we were taking time out of Rosberg. It was going to be tight towards the end. I think what annoys me more there was I was just about to say how happy I was with our consistency throughout most of this GP. And of course that immediately goes in the bin as the tyres are destroyed.
Race leader Alonso has started his final lap.
Fernando Alonso is on his final lap. Looks like he can take the win.
Yeah, Alonso then got past Barrichello very, very early on in the GP. All eyes are going to be on his teammate.
The top 8 drivers at the moment are Alonso leads, Barrichello is second, Fisichella third, fourth Michael Schumacher, Kimi Raikkonen fifth, Montoya sixth, Heidfeld is in seventh, and Villeneuve is eighth.
Come on, I want to see Zach into the pits or at least run out of fuel on the final lap because that'll be quite funny. Team, I think, really want us to peel in before this race is down and out. But yeah, we are certainly not going to be doing that as Villeneuve's staying out there anyway, so it's irrelevant whether we can get to the end, but that does fill me with a little bit of confidence as well that we are going to see the checkered flag here. Would be quite funny. We had about 4 cars run out of fuel, though, on the final lap, but yeah, it's going to be Giancarlo Fisichella, your 3rd champion in 3 seasons in this series. It has been just so unpredictable all season long, and Fisichella, he actually hasn't won that many races. He has just always finished, and finished pretty well. Ferrari's reliability has also not been as good as Renault's over the course of this season. But as we start the last lap of this Grand Prix, Fernando Alonso rounding his way through the final couple of corners, though, here to win at Suzuka, and I'm sure in the future we will see him world champion again, but as our tyres are completely off.
Alonso crosses the line in first place and earns a well-deserved 10 points.
Barrichello, though, he's going to get a home race podium as well for Honda, so I'm sure they are ecstatic. Meanwhile, of course, yeah, Toyota, we are going to get nothing. Giancarlo Fisichella is your Season 3 champion there, able to finish ahead of Michael Schumacher. And obviously with Felipe Massa's issues early on, not going to make the difference there. And for the 2nd season in a row, it's looking like we could have had a 3-way dramatic title fight heading to the finale. But once again, it is going to be a Renault driver that picks up the spoils and mathematically seals it before we even leave Japan. But making our way through the final couple of turns, I think Jarno's actually been jumped. No, sorry, Jarno Trulli's still in 10th place there. Villeneuve will see the finish as well, so that means he gets a point, which I'm very, very gutted with. Actually, of course, he took me out on lap 1. But yeah, making our way through the final couple of corners. We've survived the Japanese Grand Prix, and that means we've just got one more race to go of this series. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait for Brazil to be over. Up towards the line, it's P13.
This really is a magnificent circuit, and it always brings us a fascinating race. It's an incredible challenge for any Grand Prix team to get the car balanced around here, and that makes for fantastic action and plenty of surprises. The Japanese appetite for Formula 1 is as strong as ever, with 3 Japanese-owned teams in the running, and so we embark on our final trip over the Pacific Ocean to Sao Paulo, Brazil, for the final round of the 2006 Formula 1 season. We say sayonara and join us in 2 weeks' time when we bring this season to a close. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye.
Well, Super Aguri then, I'm sure, a bit gutted with the way this weekend went. The same can be said for both Jenson Button and Felipe Massa there, and Mark Webber continues his tradition from early on this season as we watch Williams Cosworth cars blow up pretty constantly in this series as well there. Christian Albers, though, with P14, a pretty good result for him. But yeah, that means Fisichella now on 100 points, bang on there. It was actually Alonso 1 point out as we head into Brazil, so he's looking to try and get the jump on both Ferraris as well by the time this season is done and dusted. Unfortunately, I never even checked to see where we are in terms of points against Juan Pablo Montoya. As Villeneuve gets his first points of the year, means Mark Webber now is stuck with Luizzi Ide Sato and Montero is yet to get out of the starting blocks. Constructors-wise, Toyota, we can't do anything. Well, we're watching the battle between Ferrari and Renault, and then also between McLaren and Mercedes heading into the final race weekend of the year, and Super Aguri still the one team to get off the starting blocks. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very soon for the finale of the F1 Championship Career Mode.